today is Thursday, the 24th of April, and I'm Kathleen, and this is Kathleen's Trodden Trail, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about cross stitch and a giveaway, or two giveaways, I guess it is. I am just doing a really quick video today because if I'm posting once a week, which I realize this isn't, it's been a little more than a week now, you don't need more than a few minutes of me. And I filmed a 53-minute video yesterday, and it aired out in the downloading to YouTube, and I ended up, it locked up my iPad. I couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't retrieve it from the download. I couldn't get it to continue downloading. I ended up having to just delete the whole thing to even get out of YouTube. So, and looking back on it, I talked about a lot of things that really make no difference, or you're not going to be interested in anyway, so what the heck. So I'm here today just to do a really, really quick video to talk about giveaways. I had two giveaway, or I'm going to do this as one giveaway, but one giveaway last week, which was the Heart in Hand Whirligig. And look at this one. So I did my video last week, and you are sitting on my cutting table of my in my sewing room, and I left these sitting on the table, and Miss Bindi got a hold of this one. Luckily I caught it right away, and she chewed off the corner, but the chart is still in great shape. There's nothing wrong with the chart, nothing wrong with any of the information that you need to stitch this. So, and then so it's Summer Whirligig and Grow Whirligig, and I will get those in the mail today to Miss Jenny, Long Dog Stitcher. So I ended up not doing random comment generator, or random comment generator, random number generator. I ended up having my daughter, my youngest, take a look at all the comments and read through all the comments and pick one, just based on one she found particularly interesting or funny or delightful in some way. And so she chose Long Dog. So Jenny, if you would please email me. I'm going to put my email address down here. If you would please email me your address, your mailing address, I will get these in the mail to you as soon as I get that. Now for next week, I guess a couple of things that do matter for that I talked about yesterday that we'll talk about again a little bit today. I've been watching some floss tube, not a ton of floss tube, but I've been watching people like Pam Stitching Between the Lines, Nicole Buckeye Stitcher. I've been watching some Jen Stitching Niche, and she seems to have a really, really good plan. But the general thing that I'm kind of hearing from people, even Julie at Reflections kind of mentioned this, and just different people have sort of mentioned feeling a little bit discombobulated. And I spent a couple weeks ago, several days really reorganizing my charts and kind of rethinking what my process was going to be, at least for the short term. And at that point in time, I really felt like no more buying. I never need to buy another chart. I never need to, I never need to do anything again as far as buying of charts or fabric or floss or anything, because I just have so much. And I used the word that I felt kind of ridiculous about the whole thing. And I made the comment, if you caught it, that it would probably take me about 3 days before I would be buying again. And I actually think it took me 5 days to buy something. However, I am buying with restraint. So, and I kind of knew that, I know the kind of person that I am. I mean, I'm a fairly disciplined, I'm actually a very, very disciplined person when it comes to work. and when it comes to my home and, you know, chores around the house, that sort of thing. But when it comes to something that's my hobby, I tend to be a little more um, living on the wild side, you might say, or a little more freeform about it. And so I am buying with restraint. In other words, I'm trying not to do any buying where, okay, this is a chart that I really want, and charts can't be mailed by themselves, and so I'm going to order 4 more charts to go along with it, or I'm going to order some fabric just because it's pretty, and I think someday I might find something to do with it. But I think I am, and I don't think, I know this well enough about myself to know that if I do see something that I really, really love, I'm gonna, chances are I'll buy it. Now, one of the things that has worked really well for me in the past, and I actually do this with clothes a lot, is if I see something that I really love, I try to give myself 24 hours before I, you know, push the buy button, push the purchase button. So if I'm seeing something in a floss tube video that someone else is stitching, or maybe a designer shows, or I really am attracted to and I think I love, I'm trying to give myself, I may put it in my cart and hold off, or I always think that's not fair, because then maybe the other people don't have access to it, so I try not to do that. But I may write it down, and then if I still have that same sense of, yes, I really, really want this, by the following day, then I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And so so that's kind of my process. Full disclosure, I have bought a couple things, nothing major. A chart that I saw that I really did like, and then I have something in the back of my head that Julie actually showed yesterday. Julie at Reflections Framing and Stitching here in Omaha. She showed yesterday, and I really, really liked it. It was kind of a series and a set, and I may give her a call and think about buying those. But I don't know. I'm going to give it a little bit of time and just see if that's really what I want to do or not. So anyway, I did a little bit more reorganizing in this process. I finished a couple things. I'm not going to show you today. One is a gift, and so I'm actually not going to show that. It's a Christmas gift, so I won't show that for several months. One is I did a refinish of something that I did, so I'll show you those in another longer video. But in the process of kind of doing this, one of the things that occurred to me, and that I decided, I'm sorry, I know you're going to be able to hear the dogs going crazy. There's a dog in our yard, a loose dog in our yard. One of the things that I know that happened in the process of this is it occurred to me that I wanted to go ahead and stitch up a token for my friend, which is the Beth Twist, I think it's the Beth Twist collaboration, maybe, with someone, and I don't remember who. I'm not sure that that's right, but it's a token for my friend. I'd actually gotten that to stitch for my friend Gail for her birthday, which was in March, which we couldn't celebrate, and we'll celebrate here whenever we, things open back up. And so in the rethinking of things last week, I went to pull that to start stitching it, and I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere. I went through my charts several times, and I thought I had put it back in my kind of bin of charts that I wasn't planning to work on anytime soon, in the bin that is just for year-round stitching, everyday kind of stitching, and it's not in there. And so I ended up going through all my other charts and all my other project bags, and I can't find it. I know it's somewhere. And it's probably in a project bag that I forgot I put it in, and I'm going past that project bag and not recognizing that that's it. So anyway, so in the meantime, I have decided that I want to stitch something else for Gail, and so I did find something, and I ordered that chart for her. For Christmas, I got her a dough bowl and filled it with several several small pillows, some that I had embroidered, some that I had cross-stitched, and some that I had done wool applique on. And I told her, I'll give you smalls throughout the year to fill your dough bowl. And I thought, dough bowl. And I thought it would be really fun to give her some 4th of July ones. So I actually found a blackbird design from, and I didn't bring any of my stitching up here, but a blackbird design from Sweet Land of Liberty, that booklet that I had. And so, and then I ordered the booklet. And so I'm doing a small for her from that booklet. And then there are several other gifts I want to make that I'm just kind of in the mood to make some smalls for people. So I may be starting those here, in the next couple of days. But I'm going to really try not to buy any new charts. Like, use the charts I have. And I really am in the mood to start stuff. And I don't know why, but it's just the mood. One of the things I talked about in the video yesterday that you'll never see is that I feel unmoored. And I think that word came to me, and I think that's a really, really good word. Untethered, just sort of, can't really get a grasp of anything. And I think that's why I'm kind of jumping from project to project. And although I have finished a few things, I did do some jumping this week where I'd pick something up and I'd make a mistake and then I'd put it down and pick something else up, and did get some stitching done, but I just feel a little bit untethered, and I really don't like that feeling. And I think it's kind of just that feeling of not being in control of sort of the situation in the world, and not knowing. The not knowing part for me is really hard. I really struggle with that. I think a lot of people do, where, we just don't know how long this is going to last, and we don't know if it's, if it's going to, we're going to be released and everything's going to go back to normal, and then it's going to reoccur, and we're going to be back in quarantine and shelter in place, and, all of that kind of stuff. And so, we're all in the same boat, and there's nothing we can do about it, but it's just kind of an odd feeling. So, that being said, I'll be back next week with, actually my stitching and some more information on what direction I'm headed. In the meantime, I do have another giveaway. As I was going through my bins, and I mentioned that I separated my bins into different, seasonal and non-seasonal and that sort of thing, I found a couple more duplicates of charts that I have more than one of. And one of them is one of my favorite charts of all time, and it's the Brenda Gervais Noel Sampler. I purchased this at the Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat this past fall, and I'm not sure if I bought 2 or 3. My plan was, as I remember it, to buy one for me, to buy one for Colleen, because this is Colleen. I mean, this has Colleen's all over it. And so when I found the second copy of it, I said, I've already started mine, and when I found the second copy of it, I said, oh, this is Colleen's, and I let her know that I had bought this for her, and I was going to, give it to her. And she said, well, I already have it. And I said, did I give it to you? And she said, I don't remember. So maybe she bought it somehow, some way. I don't know. But anyway, this is a 3rd copy, and so this will be my giveaway for a week from today. And if you would comment below, and I would ask that you subscribe, but I'm not going to double check that. But if you would comment below on, of course, this is by Brenda Gervais, and she is, as I was going through my charts, I had the most Plum Street Sampler charts, and then the second in line was Brenda Gervais, or With Thy Needle. And so would you comment in the comments below if you're interested in winning this, if you don't already own it and you're interested in it, in winning it, in getting this in the mail, would you comment below something about Brenda Gervais, that you have a lot of Brenda, that you've stitched a lot of Brenda, that you have never stitched a Brenda but you'd like to, whatever, just some comment. She is one of my favorite designers of all time. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.